and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Yes, I almost forgot to unmute the mic. You know, I get those long weekends once in a while where I'm chasing down luggage for the most part. You know, I almost came in and did the show yesterday with nothing but an apron and socks on. But Ron took one look and said, not going to happen. So apparently I'm not in bikini shape yet, but I'm working on it. Jeff is over there kind of vomiting in his mouth a little bit. But how you doing, Jeff? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks.
Yeah, every time you get an extra day without me here, it's that much better.
I refuse to whatever. We're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have Chef Brandon Anderson in house today.
How you doing?
Living the dream. However,
can you hear me?
I can.
I can't hear myself.
Can you hear you? I can hear you. Yeah, you're good. Can you hear? Oh,
That's
actually,
fine.
here. Let's make sure that we're turning up the right one here. Let's try that one. How about now?
Testing.
Testing.
Yeah,
Okay, there you
we
go. Sorry. You know, it helps if I actually turn up the volume on the little knob, which is where the cord to your earphones are actually plugged in, not the one next to it. So
You got to be smarter than the equipment that you use, Chef.
But you know I'm not, right? Which is why I need a lid or a sippy cup, right? Yeah, thank you, by the way, Ron, for allowing me in studio today. I have a lid. This does not have a lid that comes with it, and I don't have a sippy cup to fit this in. So I'm going to drink a little TX bourbon, which Brandon was kind enough to bring to us. Well, you know, we'll get to that in a minute because we can't tell you all the good stuff first. But we have another guest with us today. So we have Kevin. I don't know if you've ever seen Home Alone before, but Kevin is my bag. And Kevin was lost, alone, and in the dark for about 10 days.
I was more than lost. I was abandoned.
Were you abused?
I was, I don't know, I was put in a dark room for hours.
Well,
And people they touched me. They touched me. They would hold me, and they would pick me up, and they would toss me around. And it was all in a dark room, and I was really scared. I'm just saying.
Well, you know,
You were supposed to be with me.
you know what? I tried.
I was tagged in everything.
Kevin, I put a bunch of knives in there too, so you could protect yourself.
Right. I don't have thumbs.
Well,
I can't use knives. That kind of makes you sort of.
okay, that's kind of
know.
that's just a detail, dude.
I'm just saying.
Really? God, what is
The
it with
point
little?
is
why
that
are,
you were
why are
supposed to be
children
with
so
me.
whiny?
What?
You're not even a child. You're my suitcase.
Well, we all have issues.
So I'm sorry. You know, the weirdest thing is you ended up in JFK.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't ask to be tagged to go to JFK? Because I know you've been wanting to go to New York for a while.
Yeah, no, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
No.
You plead the
It was some
fifth.
big burly guy.
Uh-huh.
That much I know.
Okay.
I think his name was Fred.
Fred. Okay.
Yeah.
So Fred from LAX put you on a plane mistakenly to JFK.
Okay.
And, you know, the interesting thing is I got 3 calls from DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, telling me that you were there.
Yeah, it wasn't me, no.
Yeah, well, twice I went there. Once I spent 3.5 hours looking for you. I touched, literally, went through, looked at over 350 pieces of luggage in 10 storage areas. I don't know how many damn lockers we had to have unlocked, but you weren't there. You disappointed me.
Yeah, because I wasn't there. And
I
because you left me behind.
I didn't leave you.
You did.
No.
Did you wind up in Dallas?
No, as a matter of fact, I didn't. I went to Austin, then to Dallas.
Okay, but you wound up in Dallas, right?
Yeah, like
Okay,
3
where
days
did I
later.
wind up? Not in Dallas. You left me behind.
Yeah, I think you took a little tour. I think you just went out to Long Island to hang out in the Hamptons.
No.
It is summertime, you know.
It is, but no.
I mean, did you have a little weekend at Bernie's?
No.
Are you sure?
I was locked in a dark room, and I wasn't the only one there.
Ooh, were you? I mean,
There was
what
other luggage there, too.
Really?
Yeah, there was this really cute purple bag.
Mm.
Yeah. Ooh, man, if I was just a little bit
long
you know,
handle
younger.
and less beat up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. It's time for you to maybe invest in, my cousin Samsonite.
Yeah. Well, the name is Samsonite on the front of the bag there. That is your last name, Kevin.
Right.
Yes. Not
But
like
there's
the
a
movie.
newer version.
You know what?
You're kind of cheap, aren't you?
No, I'm poor. There's a difference. Cheap and poor are 2 different things. You know. Actually, I'm frugal. I'm frugal.
That's just another word for cheap.
I thought he was going to say something else, but cultural. But thank you for not saying that, Kevin. I really appreciate that. Anyway, I'm really glad you're here. And you know what I'm really most happy about?
Is to have your underwear back on?
Well, that too, because I'm tired of washing the same pair over and over.
Be able to brush your teeth with your own toothbrush instead of using somebody else's?
Nah, that wasn't so bad.
To be able to have your knives back.
You guessed it. Yes, because not only did I take a few of my items from my suitcase. It's kind of like a briefcase. I have a knife case that you've seen my knife case, right? It's like a briefcase. They used to call me the cleaner. You know, I walk in like Harvey Keitel. And but when I was at the National Restaurant Association, the Kan Shang Knife Company promised, or actually offered, to send me a really nice set of knives. And I was thinking they'd just send me 3 or 4 of their choosing, but I actually chose knives, and they sent me every one of them. Every one that I selected, they sent me, and this really cool stand that comes with the chef knife and the paring knife. Now, I can't show everything, but what I did do, and Kevin, you know what? I really appreciate having you back.
Yeah, I kept those knives safe for you.
You did, and can I tell you what? Without these, I can't afford to fly anywhere, so you have no job anymore.
Yeah. Hey, did I tell you about the dog who tried to sniff my butt in the airport?
That
was awkward. I'm just saying.
You have
awkward moment.
Wait. You're a suitcase. You don't have a butt.
Well, tell the dog that.
You know, this could become like a weekly segment. You know, Kevin's travels.
Yeah, and how you abandoned me.
Could be.
I'm gonna have issues.
Oh, dude, you've already got issues. I'm sorry. I mean, Kevin. I did. I promise. I'm looking at the camera, not behind the glass. Mm-hmm. Busted. Anyway, no. Hey, I am really, 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 really happy to get the knives back. Thank you very much, Kevin, and for playing along and being an outstanding character. And not simply giving away the knives to save your skin, because, it wouldn't take much to save your skin. But the knives are worth more than that. Anyway, Kan Shang, they make these beautiful knives. They have a full, they have several lines. I don't know. We'll look them up later. You're like, are they expensive? No, actually, not really. But they have they have this unique, not all of them are made from Swedish steel, but most of the knives I ordered are Swedish steel. I think this one's Japanese. I think it's the only one, actually. Yeah, I think that's the one. Everything else is Swedish steel, so that it keeps an edge so long. And you felt the balance of the chef's knife, right, Brennan?
Yeah, that was quick.
Dude, that's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's like so that one is, because it's a sashimi knife, it's probably going to be weight forward, right? Because the blade is so long. Yeah, that's pretty close though.
Basically, where the logo is where I put my hand earlier.
Yeah,
and that was the balance point.
So the only thing is, I was trying to take pictures with a Favilli's out in California in their beautiful kitchen, and he got some amazing shots, which I'm going to put up on Instagram a little bit later. Actually, I'll probably do it tomorrow because I want to do a little unboxing, unwrapping of some of the other knives that I still have. But, okay, so I'm right-handed, and in order to show the logo in the photos, I had to cut backwards, right? So, and it's funny because I was thinking, maybe this is manufacturing, but it's really not. I have Henkel's, other companies' knives, which have logos. I used to have other companies' knives, which have logos on both the right and, and then other knives have it on the opposite side. And so, I tried. I did a decent job, I think. Anyway, thank you so much. Everybody at Kan Shang and Henry Liu, the engineer that created these knives, unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, they're awesome. They have a line. Did you see the line that I did the Facebook Live for when I was in Chicago?
I saw a little bit.
So that they did a line that's at a retailer which is not yet disclosed, so I can't say anything. But it's a line for Thomas Keller. They worked with him and developed these knives. They're beautiful knives. They're a little lighter weight, but they're awesome. The edge is nice. Anyway. We'll play around with those later.
Sweet.
Yes. All right. So you brought me a little bit to drink here today.
I did. Some TX bourbon.
And so you had TX bourbon. That's we have let's see. It's F&R Distillery, right?
Yes.
All right. So
Firestone and Robertson.
Yes. And why did you bring that to me today? I mean, other than the fact that I love bourbon.
So it looks like I got we dropped down to 10 followers on my watch party. That's
really
good. People are interested. We got to keep them interested.
Yeah, so I need to, and while you're doing that, actually, I need to go back and go ahead. I need to. Yeah. I was editing this, and it didn't. I didn't get it before it fired, so I have to go back and edit it in. So go ahead. We'll let you talk.
This Friday, Rack Tap Barbecue is going to be the food vendor at Whiskey Ranch's concert series, and that's going to be from 5:30 to 10 at Whiskey Ranch in Fort Worth off of Mitchell. Vincent Lee Emerson is going to be the artist singing that evening. Gypsy Scoops will be out there with dessert. The photo bus will be out there doing pictures. What else they got going? Yeah, they're going to have barbecue. Mine.
Oh, yeah. So they're going to have food?
They're going to have food.
Wow. You barbecue?
Good food. Oh, I smoke. So we're going to be doing 44 Farms beef belly burn ends. Yeah, talk about fatty and beefy all in one bite. It's going to be great.
It's like the whole thing's just a bite of candy.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have pork belly burn ends as well. So basically, you're going to get bacon candy and then beef candy.
Okay, so I'm going to go to a meat coma anytime now, just from you talking. So if I doze off and go, just keep talking, pretend I'm not here, and you and Kevin can enjoy the rest of the show.
All right.
Hey,
Kevin.
Can I say something real quickly? Your burn ends that you're talking about. We went to Memphis, Tennessee, and we went to a barbecue place that was featured specifically for their, what do you call it, beef burnt ends or tips?
Beef tips.
Yeah, right. Phenomenal. I can't wait to be able to taste yours. This is exciting.
Well, and I want to say, so what? Explain to people what There's ribbons, burnt rib. There's ribbons, burnt ends, beef tips.
And you got rib tips.
Rib tips, exactly. Well, which is kind of like the ribbons, yeah. So what exactly is that?
Beef
because
belly?
I'm a northerner, but I grew up above that the Manson-Nixon line.
Are you asking about beef belly?
Well, it can be. But what does that mean? Burnt ends.
Oh, so burnt ends came from basically when you did the point of the brisket. That point end is always pointed towards the fire because it has more intramuscular fat, so it doesn't. So it can take the heat.
Okay.
So when those ends get a little bit burnt or darker with the bark, to the normal person, they think it's burnt. To us, we know exactly what's going on. Yeah. So now with the pork belly burn ends, that phase started, and you cube it up, you treat it as such, just like brisket burn ends. Instead of it being a point of a brisket, it's pork belly. So now we got beef belly that we're doing the same thing with.
I need a napkin. I'm drooling over here.
A lot of folks are putting the whole slab on, smoking it, then cubing it up, and then tossing it in sauce and doing it that way. I actually do it like my pork belly, and I cube it up to begin with, because that way I get smoke on all four sides.
That makes sense
from the get go. That's just my way.
That makes sense, and then you're also getting a more even product, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
or just little. I mean. And you can cut it down to whatever side. It's just more easier.
So, I'm kicking myself in the butt today. You know why? Because I said last night, I was texting you, I said, don't worry about bringing any food today. But, you had a lot of stuff going on. And I know you got the big event this weekend. And I didn't want to put any extra pressure. Like, you don't have to bring food every time, just almost every time.
I brought something.
You know what? Actually, today, I just ate lunch. So that was perfect timing. As a matter of fact, here, cheers to a little Texas whiskey here.
Cheers.
Bourbon.
Yeah, bourbon. It's the good one.
The whiskey's really good as well. So Tim Eaton, the owner of the building, you met Tim, right?
Yep.
He doesn't drink bourbon, but he'll drink whiskey. And really, there's not that huge of a difference between the flavor of, especially the TX brand.
Yeah, no.
But, he can tell, apparently.
It's a whiskey connoisseur, I guess.
He's going to come up here and, invalidate our lease or something like that. Here's a pink slip. You've been served. How long is this? How many years has this been? The summer concert show has been going on. Summer music.
This is their second concert.
Is it? Okay.
So they just started it for this year.
Very cool.
And they just started Whiskey Wednesdays. I believe they did a couple.
Wait! Whiskey Wednesdays?
Whiskey Wednesdays.
And why have we not been there?
I'll be there July 10th. So it's coming up.
I'm making a note. Oh, you know what? My daughter's 18th birthday.
Well, come celebrate.
I'll bring her.
Right.
There you go. All right. July 10th, Whiskey Wednesday. All right. So what else going on, man? You got a lot of stuff going on. You are never still. I mean, I see you're always giving away. You're always helping some people with food. You're always, at church helping out. You're always doing something, man. You're busy.
Yeah. So what about the show, the podcast?
Dude,
we're gonna
here. I'm walking out. You take over. We're good to go. The show starts today, folks. Brandon Anderson is the new host of the Food Biz. Whatever, Smoking Texas Bar. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but you're up, baby. Let's switch chairs. I'm gonna just hang on to Kevin and cry a little bit. I'm happy he's home, but no. So
you can stay there. So
we're
I
ready to go.
I got a couple of sponsors per se for the show and for Rack Tech Barbecue. So I'm officially on the B&B Charco team.
All right, when we talked about that a little bit, you sent me a couple messages, and I could barely respond because I was pretty excited for you and for the entire station. But that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's
your
that's
fuel
the fuel.
is exactly.
That's half of the. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
It really is. It
The
doesn't
cooking.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all think it's just the meat that costs. No.
No, the meat, the wood, and the fire.
So tell us about B&B.
B&B. Man, I don't have all.
That's
my
okay, but
notes.
they do the big pressurized.
So all their charcoal is fresh cut wood. Oh, I don't want to say
Here,
it
I'll look
all
it up.
wrong.
Here, I'll look it up. I'll look it up because you know what? I should know anyway. Since I'm going to have to talk about it, we need some.
I have all my little facts so I can post them.
cool.
So I can be informed. So they're a Texas-based company, second oldest manufacturer in the USA, established in 1961.
There you go.
Still family run, but they source their wood from all over. Let's see what else.
So that's 50 years to be in business, or any business in the United States is a long time.
So another fact that my rep actually was telling me. Another charcoal brand, it's a blue bag, produces about 40% ash, where B&B charcoal leaves about 2%.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it burns that clean, huh?
Yeah, so yeah, a lot. And
So you know what that means,
cleaning.
folks? You know what that means? Cleaner flavor.
So here's the biggest tidbit, I guess you would call it. So they're used from fresh cut timber for their charcoal. It's, denser.
Do they use a specific wood? Do you know?
I do not. Well, it all depends on what wood you're getting.
Yeah, they only have
As far as, like,
have
for the
1,
lump-
2, 3, 4. Yeah, they have.
For
Some.
lump charcoal, you got oak. I think you got mesquite, and then you got I think one more.
They've got
lump.
restaurant style, mesquite, lump charcoal, organic hickory, competition, char logs. They have hardwood lump. They
got a lot of
have,
stuff.
man, organic oak briquettes. Man, they have a lot of stuff. That's really cool.
So yeah, with fresh cut timber for their charcoal, it's denser, produces more smoke, and adds more flavor, and then also makes more heat.
That's awesome.
So it's a pretty good product. Before I even got with them, I just got with them within the last 2 weeks. I've been using B&B before I even started my business. So
Yeah.
I always knew it worked before even getting, and I'm not getting paid to say any of this.
Not yet. Not yet. We're working on that. Yeah, I'll teach you. Well, look, I'm not getting paid either, but I got me some knives,
Oh, that's good enough.
I'll
You got paid, you saved.
Oh, dude, you know how expensive knives are? It's like fuel. You
yeah.
know? The thing is, I have to buy a knife like every 10 years, one specific style of knife. Well, actually, I have knives from 20-something years ago in culinary school.
Probably $700 just for a set of all your
Oh, yeah.
main knives. Sure.
I want to say this one's like around 3. I don't know. I mean,
Probably.
But the thing is, you have to buy fuel every week or as often as you cook.
Yeah.
That's
A lot of the guys out there, we're going through some wood, especially the ones that are doing it twice a day or every single
wish I had
weekend.
a bell. Ding. So on the other channel, if there's a double entendre or a sexual innuendo, they have a little bell they ring over there. Ding. So Doc was really famous for that. He had a cowbell. Saw his friend, the whole.
Gotcha.
We should call them the Doc Hole Nation instead of the Jack Hole Nation, right? Yeah, never mind. Yeah. Jeff, it's okay. You can shake your head yes or no, or just turn around and not look at me anymore. All right, so
shout out
B&B.
to Ed Riley for getting me on with B&B.
And you have another...
Duck fat spray.
Dude, can I tell you much? I kind of love you for this one. If y'all don't know what duck fat is and what duck fat spray is,
Go to Walmart. They got it.
man,
I got a tub. I got a 5-pound or 10-pound tub of duck lard that they're sending me. So when I get a new smoker here soon, I'm actually going to I'm going to season my smoker with it.
well, you know, if we have a fryer, we can...
I got a
You ever
Matador.
had duck fat fries? Mm-mm. Oh, dude. Can I tell you? All right. So the ultimate used to be lard, right? Everybody fried everything in lard. Remember back in the day? Just throw some lard in there and fry it up. It was good. I mean, it was better. It was as good as it was as good as bacon grease. It didn't burn. It had it's great consistency. It lasts forever. But then you couldn't do it anymore, and so chefs they didn't retaliate. But duck fat fried French fries or anything, holy moly!
We'll do it next Tuesday. I have a Rectech Matador, which is a 22-inch stainless wok.
Yeah.
With a little
Electric?
propane tank. No, it's propane.
Okay.
So it's just heat.
We can do that outside.
Yeah.
And we'll film it and do it live before we come into the show.
Perfect.
And then what we can do is also, I have an electric fryer somewhere. If we can do it inside, it's a countertop.
Yeah.
No. We'll just do an example of how it works. But that we'll do that live outside. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man! He's lining up the sponsors.
Yeah.
Line them up, baby. Line them up. We'll knock them down for you.
We're also gonna have. Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Keep going.
I am. Keep going. No. You have an hour and 32 minutes left to fill.
So we'll have Catherine with Barbecue Wife.
And we talked about that as well.
Yeah, they are. She's a husband of Shane Stiles. They own Stiles and Switch Barbecue and Switch at Drippings Barbecue, as well as Barbecue Wife, which she does a bunch of cool shirts. She has the Bloody Mary mix, the Margarita mix.
That's good stuff, man.
And I'll bring some of that, and most likely she will do probably the phone interview unless I can get her up here from Austin. But with them running 3 different businesses,
I understand.
We'll see. Or
they can call in,
or I can go on the road.
But they can call in too.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
I would love to go on spot do a podcast.
We can do that actually. Okay. I'm working on the weekends down there most of the time. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, hanging out down there. So, so here's the deal. All my other show hosts, Brandon's bringing all this fun stuff in here. Y'all better. And I'm just joking. I can't think.
Can you blame it because I'm younger? Or
no. Here's the thing. I'm just. I'm grateful that we have the show hosts that have been so loyal from the beginning. There are 5 or 6 core show hosts that. When I had this dream that Spoony would somehow sweep the world and inspire people to cook more things at home and eat healthier, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but they bought into it like I did, and they all started shows with no sponsors, no guarantee of income ever, and I said, I love you, but I can't promise that you'll ever get paid or get any sponsorship, but we're now growing to the point where, that's what I'm working towards, trying to find everybody at least one sponsor, and the fact that you've been out there hustling, man. You're hustling.
And I don't have a show yet.
No, but
well,
and I
going live.
No, you do. I mean, look, you got a show anytime you want. Just stop in, and I'll give you the hour. Okay, as long as you don't have a guest already booked, and it's not Wednesday or Friday because I have those 2 last hour. The last segments.
Monday, Tuesdays, I think.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah,
especially for the barbecue world when ones are open Wednesday through Saturday.
Yeah,
I have time to grab people.
So basically, I can take Mondays off because I'm always working till Monday, and then you can do Tuesdays for me. So I get Monday, Tuesday off. Hey, there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
No,
you still got to do Food Biz.
Well, I mean, yeah. I missed doing the show. I missed was it Thursday, Friday last week, and Monday this week, and I was kind of jonesing, and it was weird. I didn't have my knives. I have hardly, just the clothes pretty much I'm wearing. I have a couple other changes, but. It was weird because I virtually live out of that suitcase, and my schedule's been off, and I'm like, this is not cool. Not cool. I was so happy last night. I picked up the bag at like almost 10 o'clock, and I was like, yay, victory. But so when are you going to launch? When are you going to do a show? You got a time picked out yet?
Within 2 weeks. So not next Tuesday, but the next.
I'm not going to hold you to it. The listeners may.
I just we need to get some content like this on already.
Yeah, well, we got to get all the metadata out there and kind of figure out what we're going to do.
Whatever we need.
Well, and look, you ever need content, just give me a shout. I got fark.com, by the way, FARK. It's really cool. It's like weird food news. They have that's where I looked up those stories. Have you seen that before? Yeah. So, did I tell you about that? There's a chef from Venezuela, I think. He was coming through LAX and got busted for bringing something through the airport. Did you hear what that was?
I didn't. What was it?
He had like 30 frozen piranhas. You can't bring them in dead or alive into this country. I mean, just in your luggage. It was just in his luggage.
Was it still frozen?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm supposing he had dry ice in there. I'm surprised his suitcase. Hey, Kevin, I would never do that to you. I would never put dry ice inside and burn you like that. But I'm surprised that put that thing in a box, right, and label it, I don't know, tilapia? He's coming from South America. But anyway, he got busted. He was supposed to be doing a big dinner in LA. I'm not sure what they did. Maybe they served snapper or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's one of those crazy stories I found on there. All right, well, we got about a few seconds here. We're going to wrap up. The first course, the appetizer, hors d'oeuvre, amuse-bouche, so to speak, is done, devoured, eaten. Go take a break. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Again, Chef Brandon Anderson of Rack Attack Barbecue. Myself, Patrick Mosher, finally back on the air. Yeah, man, that's it. Just go take a break. We'll be right back.
Follow Chef Patrick Mosher on Twitter @Food Biz Pro.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. Eric, we've been seeing Mojo guys over there and over here at Spoony talk about Atrantil for bloating. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
You're exactly right. The polyphenols are those molecules that we find in the Mediterranean diet. It makes vegetables and fruits very colorful. What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can actually stop inflammation. They can help you have more energy. They can help you with anti-aging. And polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Tell me how everybody should be taking Atrantil.
If you want to dose Atrantil, it's 2 capsules 3 times a day, basically with your meals. But if you aren't bloated and you just want that polyphenol intake every day, 2 to 3 capsules a day will work for you.
Go to lovemytummy.com/Spoony. Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can help you have more energy, and polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Go to lovemytummy.com/Spoony.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All-American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
And you guessed it, we are back. Chef Patrick Mosher. Yep, I'm alive. I was not abducted. However, my suitcase was. Poor Kevin is back in my care, in my stead. In my stead? What does that mean? I don't know. Under my my watchful eye, I shall never let him out. Yeah, I check baggage. I don't take the stuff on the plane. I hate when people are like going through with an oversized bag, trying to put it up in the overhead compartment, and mine is never. I'm not going to check it at the gate either. I'm just going to throw it in the body of the airplane, say a prayer, and hope it arrives where I do. So I'm just glad to be reunited. All right, so Brandon, we got the TX whiskey, or TX bourbon rather, event coming up this weekend, Friday.
Okay, Friday.
All right, you got a couple of sponsors. All right. At least one.
Yes. Yeah. So B&B charcoal, duck fat spray.
Yep. And dude,
working on Primo ceramic grills.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so tell me about that.
So my rep Ed Riley with B&B charcoal. I was looking at getting a Kamado Joe. He's like, no man, you need to look at Primo. I'm like, Primo? He goes, yeah, it's all made in the USA. I'm like, okay, well that always sounds good.
Awesome.
Looked it up. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. And they have a video where in their oven where they're baking the outside coating, they put a Kamado, a Big Green Egg, a Vision, which is the Walmart one, and some others. The Vision completely melted. The Kamado Joe started melting from the bottom, so it sunk. It got, it went from, let's just say, 6 inches to 4. It melted down. The Big Green Egg, it held its structure. I don't know of anything else, as far as that goes, but as far as comparing to Kamado Joe, what I was looking at, and then the Vision, which is the cheaper Sam's Club or Walmart one, that was completely gone. So talk about trying to get high heat on that thing. But the the Primo, they make it. It's an oval, so it's not circle.
Really?
It's an
So why is it?
oval. So supposedly you can get more of an even. I'm not too. I'm
I
still
think that the
researching.
surface area is probably so the less. So think about it. You have your product isn't necessarily square that you're putting on the grill,
right?
In a smoker, but it could be all sorts of shapes and sizes. So the more the steeper or what do you call it, the tighter the circle, the circular perimeter of something is, the harder it is to fit stuff within that. So if you have an oval, I would think it'd open up more space.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean,
is it really?
Yeah, it's. Oh, too bad we can't throw it on the screen.
Well, you know what? We can. We can
I
do
should have known to do this before.
Well, no, it's okay. Look, I'm learning too.
Spontaneous.
And by the time next Tuesday comes around, I'll let you put your picture and your stuff up there too. Not like they can't see you, but we'll at least put Rack Attack Barbecue, your logo, and good looking buck on there, on your shirt.
Yeah, this is my old logo. Now I have a stag as my emblem.
So what is the difference?
It's got a rack. It's got a rack. That's all. It's got a rack. It's got antlers. It's got a rack.
All right. So which one, the stag or the buck?
Both. Yeah. I could put a moose if I want. Still got a rack.
So you kind of were going to catch a little flack, or you did catch a little flack for the name, right?
I did.
Well, it's not like it's Attack the Rack, right? It's Rack Attack. I mean, and think of a rack of ribs.
I'm not sure where the head was at on that, anyways.
Well, I mean, it was it all came about from the buck you saw, right? It had nothing from hunting and not really. I mean, it's a dual meaning with the rack of ribs and a rack of antlers, or, so I get it.
Not a rack of boobs.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You mean the blue-footed boobies?
Yes.
You ever seen those things? I don't think they're very edible, though. I don't think you could probably smoke them, though. Can I tell you? Yeah, you ever had to eat something like just being totally desperate and you just eat whatever you find, whatever you can catch, kill, whatever? I've been there. I'll tell you, I've been there. I mean, I've really been there. But my friend Anthony, and he had gone to Alaska to work on the Exxon Valdez spill. Mm-hmm. And when they got done, he stayed a little longer. And this is 20-something years ago, maybe longer. It might have been 30 years ago, I think, when the Exxon Valdez happened. He ran out of money, and they were paying like $17 an hour for the first 10 hours a day, and then anything over that was double time. So they were working like 14, 18, 20 hours a day, and they worked up there for 2.5 months. Basically cleaning off waterfowl with Dawn dish soap. Yeah, and so. He runs out of money eventually. I don't know how long he was up there. And so he caught a seagull. And he said, Patrick, it is the most vile, foul-tasting thing I've ever put in my mouth. And you think about it. I mean, they basically are a scavenger. I mean, they eat whatever. There's a reason that they're
like raccoons of the sea.
Yeah, or buzzards, That's why you're not allowed to hunt buzzards. You're not allowed to shoot them because they eat the carrion. They eat all the dead carcasses around. And so, but I was like, I kind of stopped him right there. I'm like, Anthony, I really don't know what it tastes like. Just to kind of leave it there. But I've been that way, man. I've been like, I've never been lost. But one time I was misplaced in the forest and I ran out of food. Uh-oh. And I'm like, if I run across a field mouse, I can build a fire and it'll taste pretty good. I mean, anything you can find. All right. So we know, I know we talked about you don't eat barbecue every day because obviously you cook it all the time. You can't eat your food all the time because you'd look like I do and, be old and gray and sullen.
The perception is you can't trust you can trust a fat cook. You can't trust a skinny cook.
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, that's what they keep telling me. I keep trying to get skinny, and I just keep eating. It never works. But do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite cut of meat you like to eat? That's
ribs.
Smoked. Yeah,
ribs. That's what I've started doing. I was doing. I mean, I've probably done 3,000 racks of ribs in my lifetime, and that's over 4 years time frame really that I can remember.
So, are you pork or beef?
Pork.
Okay, so pork.
I don't think I've done beef ribs, whether it was beef short ribs, the tiny ones, or the dino, the short plate. I've only done them like twice.
There aren't a lot of places that do them. Mm-mm. I mean, it's very much a Texas thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so are you a St. Louis cut or baby back?
I'm a baby back personally, and business wise now I baby backs.
Yeah.
I went. I switched to baby backs about a month ago.
So for all you out there listening, it's a little more cost effective to do a St. Louis cut or what. It's just a larger part. It's just the larger end of the ribs, but the baby back, they're
meatier.
Yes, the bone is smaller by far, and so weight to meat, the meat to bone ratio, weight wise is definitely better. But there's something about I like the. So baby back, a lot of people overcook them, right? And it's too easy. It just falls off the bone. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Y'all can eat your meat. Yeah, you can eat it however you want, right? You can eat your barbecue however you want, your smoked meats. But I like to have just a little bit of bite to it, where you take a bite and then it pulls away from the bone, and it's hard to get that perfect with baby backs every time. And for me, who I don't smoke meat every time, like every single day, I usually buy the St. Louis cut. Plus, they're a tiny bit cheaper per pound.
Yeah.
But if I'm serving guests, then look. I don't have friends; they don't ever come over, so I don't serve guests unless it's a paid dinner, which isn't too often that you know of. Okay. But if you want to hire me, Chef Patrick Mosher, it's Chef Patrick at foodbizpro.com. Chef Patrick at Spoony. Actually, I don't even know my own email address, dude. I told you I have an aversion to social media. Apparently, I have an aversion to knowing my own contact information. It's just, I'm great at self promotion for other, like the art of shameless self promotion. I'm great at teaching that. I'm just not good at preaching it to my, for myself.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm too busy getting stuff done every day to worry. I think I need to worry more about selling. Yeah, it is. That's the perfect one. Because the only thing that any business needs to do to survive, right? There's only one thing. What's that? You need to sell. If you can't sell, and I'm not selling right now, so I'm sitting talking on the radio because this thing should be full with sponsorship stuff. Man, we could look. There's room for at least a grill, a smoker. What else could we put in here? What could we hang on the wall over there? Cookware. Some cookware in here. We got knives.
Yeah, we can do knives.
Yeah, we got knives. I think it's
some barbecue wife, merch.
Yeah. Rubs, sauces,
Suckle Busters. Oh. That is my.
That's the one.
I don't hide it. I don't make my own pepper and salt and stuff on my. By the time you make black pepper, for one, it's expensive.
It's very expensive.
My cost wholesale. Suckle Busters is where I'm at. I did meat church for a little bit. Matt's awesome. His stuff's great. The 1836 Suckle Busters beef rub, phenomenal.
What makes it different?
The cracked black pepper. It's you actually got big, coarse black cracked pepper in it.
Yeah, instead of like the restaurant, just the coarse grind that restaurants use.
Yeah, the really tiny mesh. Small mesh size.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
The powdery stuff that everybody puts in a pepper shaker in every restaurant. That's the worst, man.
No, I don't think anybody actually uses that on briskets. If they do, well.
And if I caught you in the kitchen with that, I'd probably fire you. I'm just saying. But
table pepper, basically.
So do you know why they have white and black? But what the use between white and black pepper is?
I don't, but I have a little small dill McCormick white pepper for what did I use it for? I used it for some recipe the other day.
So typically,
not for meat though. I don't believe.
Well, you can use it for whatever, really. But in a kitchen, like a commercial kitchen, typically, and here's a clue for you guys at home. This is actually kind of a cool kitchen trick. You ever get mashed potatoes with black flecks of pepper in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if you use white pepper, it doesn't show up. So white pepper, dark food.
So
if you can't see it, it
still tastes like pepper.
Yeah, it does. Basically, they've ground it down, so they just get the internal part of the kernel. Peppercorn, the peppercorn. Sorry, it's not a kernel, but for somebody corrects me, I know that Richard Brandt's out there listening, saying it's a peppercorn. I know he's going to call me out right now. He's going to say, "Kernel? Did you really see a kernel of pepper?" Well, I meant to say captain of pepper. Okay, if you really want to put it that way. Richard is one of my favorite. I don't know if I want to call him a brewmaster, but he is a great brewer of distinct beers, and I'll have him ship us some more growlers down here soon.
Okay,
dude. Oh, he has a smoked pineapple beer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's quite possibly the best beer I've ever had.
Oh, I want to try it.
Yeah, me too. So what else is going on? You got a million things. I can talk, but let's talk about something interesting for a change. Jeff is shaking his head yes again. Yeah.
Jeff, how about this haircut?
Man, that's spot on. That's high and tight.
Now I can hear you.
High and tight. Looking good.
Shout out to Tyler Miranda of Founders Barbershop in Burleson, Texas, for getting me all cleaned up and trimmed up today.
Man, you are just a promoting fool.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm not going to just keep it quiet. It doesn't make a difference whether I say it or don't, but might as well say it.
Right.
Sharon is Karen.
Absolutely.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you're good.
Sure.
Okay, excellent. So there's different styles of barbecue throughout the states, right?
Yes, throughout the states, yes.
Right. Like if you go up north, their style of barbecue is a lot different than the way we do it here in Texas.
Carolina, Kansas City,
up real north,
Memphis.
barbecue means grilling out.
Yeah, so that's
what we. When I seriously
Yeah,
in
it
upstate
is.
New York, I mean, we said let's have a barbecue. We meant let's fire up the hibachi grill, the old Weber, and just grill some stuff. That's all it meant.
So do you have a favorite if you didn't do it here in Texas and you had to move? Let's just say you had to relocate for whatever reason.
Carolina,
You would go to Carolina.
probably south.
Why?
Pulled pork. Even I make my pulled pork the same way as a Carolina style.
Okay.
So if I'm going to go anywhere other than here, it would probably be there, because I'm probably going to end up cooking my own brisket and stuff anyways.
Okay. All right. Now, doesn't the Carolinas use like
You gave
a
me a
mustard,
choice, or-
a mustard-based sauce, and
Yeah,
whereas we
mustard-based.
use like some type of red or ketchup or I don't know what you call it, right? But
Tomato base, yeah, base.
tomato base.
Vinegar.
Thank you.
Yeah, vinegar.
A lot of people toss it in vinegar.
Okay.
But
See, I wasn't a fan of that. I went up to the Carolinas and we were going to move up there. And that was one of the things that was like, no, I don't think so. Because I really like barbecue, but I did not like their mustard-based style of serving it. I was just like, who does this? This is gross.
Have you ever had the white sauces they do?
Alabama white
Alabama,
sauce.
man.
Oh yeah, that's
So
good on
it's
chicken.
it's basically vinegar and apple cider vinegar and it's got it's mayonnaise based, but oh man,
It's great.
it's awesome. You ever had that one, Jeff?
I'm going to say no. I don't know.
So
I mean, I don't know if I did or not.
Well, when we next week when we smoke some stuff, what we should do is make a variety of sauces to try and talk about the differences. It'd be a good lesson.
I'll order some Gibson's Alabama white sauce. That's
Okay.
that's
We're
a
gonna
go,
have to
that's a
do it blind,
go-to
though.
for sure.
Yeah, because
We're going to have to do it blindfolded.
God knows we can't make it here.
Well, we can,
I'm just
but
teasing. I know.
Gibson, that's a good.
Well,
stuff.
let's go ahead and get some good stuff that's out there and promote them.
Okay.
Why not?
No one will hate on us for promoting Gibson.
We can promote anybody we want, and they still won't hate on us. I mean, and look, if you want to hate on us, then send us a brand that you think is better, and we'll try it. And
There we go.
yeah, I mean, why not? Right? The address is 6125 Airport Freeway. That's
I'll
Haltom
give an
City,
honest
Texas.
opinion too.
76117. Anyway, yeah, it's just I don't want to argue with listeners about what's the best, what's not. It's all good, right? And if you have something you really love, share it with us, right?
Yeah.
So we have a great.
We need to do a call. Sorry, we need to do
Yeah.
a call in like a next Tuesday. I don't think
Who's
I have.
calling in?
Hold on. Let me.
So
make sure.
next Tuesday at 1:00, I think I have a guest 1 to 1:30, possibly to 2, but we can do it at 2:00.
Let's do
2:15.
2:15.
Okay.
Tell the listeners to call whatever kind of phone number, and we can have a 15-minute
hotline,
or a 30-minute hotline to where they can call in and ask us questions.
You know, I think we should do that every Tuesday.
I'll definitely do it with the Texas Barbecue Show.
Yeah.
Too. I mean,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
people
yeah,
can
that's
ask
what-
you
every
about
day
chef,
you do the-
chef stuff,
Yeah.
normal foodie stuff, and then mine can be barbecue or both. It don't matter, but
You know,
I think
kinda-
that'd be good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Interact with people.
Well, and you know, and if you can't call in, then you can send your comments to. For now, you can send them to just send them to Chef Patrick at Spoony.com, and from then we'll get you we'll get your email address. Well,
Okay.
tell me your email address, and we'll send them out there. Or you can actually if you can't call in, you can submit your questions, comments, or other quips and questions on Facebook Live. There you go.
You know, you also have a Twitter handle. Just FYI.
Yeah, that would be at Food Biz Pro.
Yeah, just to let you know. I
I
mean,
know,
you don't ever really promote it, but I think it's phenomenal. It's all good. I mean, it's only technology, and it's only been around for 10 plus years, and
Yeah, that was my head knocking the table for
Yeah.
those. Didn't I? Really was.
just Twitter.
You know what? Here's the deal. When Doc passed, Twitter, I had like 1,400 mentions in like 4 days, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I can't. I just need a break. So, yeah, I went off Twitter, and you know what? It was so nice. I really never went back. I've only been on like 4 times since February. But yes, I'm sorry. All the Twitter followers are out there. I will get back on today. Jeez, thanks, Jeff. Thanks. All right, Jeff, you know me too. Not as soon as I'm off. I have a call right after the show. I have another call right after that. But then I will get on before 5 p.m. today. I'll be on Twitter.
Well, maybe you can see all those videos that me and my missus, when we were in Memphis, Tennessee, being able to tag you in it and being able to show you where all we went. I kept looking for your response, and there was nothing. Nothing. Everybody else and their dog, people I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, this is great. Oh my gosh,
But nothing from you.
I do feel a little bit neglectful, and I'm sorry for those listeners who have commented, asked questions, because it was really fun with Twitter. They asked me a lot of cooking questions, and if I like this or that better, personal opinion, preference, and it keeps me on my toes. Twitter is you have to be sharp to be on Twitter and be like. Relevant.
Yeah, I don't do Twitter too much at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of lately. I'm so tired. I'm like 1 syllable Pat. Go home now. Tired. Please drive you me. It's like I'm just like I said. I'm just going from event to event, place to place, looking for my damn suitcase. But Kevin's back, so I'm sure that I'll be well rested by tomorrow, maybe next week or the month after. I don't know. But so let's talk about the show.
Food Biz Pro or the Texas Barbecue Show?
My show has no theme, right? I talk about food and make jokes, and actually it does. I've actually got a theme, like an actual outline.
Yeah, we'll retouch on mine. So I think at first I was going to do the Texas Craft Barbecue Show, and then I was like, you know what? I got to take craft out of it because I want to be more broad on my show and what I can bring onto it. So the TX Barbecue Show is the name. I'll do anything from, and I think I sent this in text, so maybe not set it over the air.
TX, interesting.
But I will always have TX most likely as a drink of choice when it comes to whiskey, unless someone else jumps in. But
yeah,
they're providing me income by me being at their events and providing food, so I got to give them love.
No, it's awesome. It's good bourbon too.
So yeah, all barbecue products, seasonings. When they get this commercial kitchen here downstairs, we're going to do some live cooking and demonstrations. I mean, that's going to come to probably 2 shows a week ordeal when that happens.
I've got one sponsor in, man. We just need a couple more, and we're ready to go.
Once I get these grills, one of them. I tried RegTech. They don't have any programs available.
Well, whatever, man. So here's we'll bring him in after. It's all good.
I'll use them anyways. I got them at home. I got to use them.
So here's the thing. You say, hey, that's fine. Just remember the price triples once we build the kitchen, okay?
Once the viewings and the followers shoot up there, yeah.
Exactly. So a quick question. Somebody asked me why I do this. I ran out of things to watch on television as a chef. Food related, and I can only watch Jacques Pepin and Julie Childs in the kitchen. The reruns so many hundred times each.
Reruns.
Yeah, and reruns, and the shows I used to love, like Top Chef, they're all still good. They're just different. They're very to me they seem scripted and over dramatized. And look, there's enough drama in this industry. You really don't need to add any drama to it. And so I wanted to build something, a platform, and have a show where I give kind of a peek inside the professional world of cooking. And it was something where the food service professional, as well as the average Food Network consumer, viewer, they everybody find it interesting. So, I mean, what's your why? Why you want to do the barbecue show, man?
I need things to do. So with me not having a brick and mortar or a food truck, my time is really spending at home being a dad, and then hustling, trying to get caterings and all that stuff. So I like to help people. Obviously, Barbecue for Heroes. That's one testament of my giving.
Absolutely.
And I've always wanted to teach people the way that I cook, and whether I give them completely 100% of what I do or 90, they're still going to turn around and be able to be comfortable, using a grill, using a smoker, doing maybe occasional stuff in the kitchen. I'm not in the kitchen too much. I want to keep learning.
We'll work on that.
But I figured with the time, after spending some time with you being on here, and then also seeing Trey's chow down and just seeing, well, that's just fun. And this is my chance to give back as far as knowledge. And then also, if I bring sponsors on, sponsors, I can teach about the way I utilize their products, which in turn brings customers to their website or to Academy to purchase it, and that gives me a little bit. So it's a lot of stuff that's on the
well,
in my
is
head
survival.
turning.
Obviously, we need to eat, and you can't. As someone recently said in one of our meetings, you can't eat hope. And it was brilliant. Actually, we all sat there and went, oh, right. But yeah. So for me, it was like I just want to share my passion for food, my knowledge in the industry, and hopefully inspire people to either eat something new, cook something new. If you don't cook at all, try to. And if not, just learn about it. So when you are consuming, your daily calories, you know what you're eating. And I know you have a real passion for smoking meats, and
having customers say that is good.
Yep.
I mean, it's just awesome feeling.
So, favorite job. I mean, obviously, your favorite job is what you're doing now. But was there a favorite event where you just because everyone was like, "Wow," you're like, this is my calling.
From the
very first event,
my summer of last year, when I first went to Panther Island Brewery where I started, and then went to RAR. RAR sold me out every single time, and I didn't necessarily bring when people saying they're sold out, we don't really know. Well, how much did you cook? We don't know that. I didn't. I have a 250 gallon smoker, so obviously I wasn't cooking that much. But I mean, I did probably 8 briskets, which comes down to really 4.5 briskets after cooking.
Yeah.
But it was awesome to know that they kept coming back. They would go to the next table, and then they'd say, "Hey, what do you have there?" And then they tell them, "Oh, it's good. Go get it." Then they just start lining up because I'm new. No one knows me. I didn't start this with a bunch of capital in the bank to where I could put myself in a Yellow Pages or a billboard, or I literally started with just me and my phone and social media, and that's so where I'm at now. With the following, the small following, I think I'm at 905, likes on Facebook.
That's awesome.
And I've maybe paid for, not paid. I didn't pay for likes. I'm talking about paying for the Facebook ads.
Yeah.
I've probably done maybe 5 ads or 6 out of a whole year, and
that's pretty good.
2 months. So mine's a natural followers.
Organic growth.
There we go. Organic.
Yep, I know.
Organic.
But it's one of them buzzwords, organic growth. So the difference between organic growth and not is like Tillman Fertitta, the Landry's group. They buy established chains that that are in trouble. That's just it's kind of like
I'm not in trouble, but I could use it.
That's assimilation, kind of like the Borg, right?
Okay.
So, and then we have organic growth where it's word of mouth, simple social media postings, and then just spreading the love, man, getting it out there, and yeah, it always works best. The people stick that way, and exciting things to come. What's
so from beginning to date, my favorite event was literally my first Whiskey Wednesday with TX Whiskey, and that was in April. Just the atmosphere, the place is freaking awesome.
It's beautiful, man. I was looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh man, it is. You can actually go to it's frdistilling.com, and you can type on. There's a button. You can say there's a visit button, and it says Whiskey Ranch. Holy moly, this thing is huge. I didn't realize it was like 112 acres.
Yeah,
that's like a whiskey wonderland, dude.
Now I believe 112 acres is particularly their offices. No, the whole place is 200.
Well, so it's so it sits on the grounds of a historic golf course. Yep. I didn't know the Glengarden Country Club. Oh, I didn't know that. Cool, man. It's beautiful. I mean, the
my second best sales ever was in April at TX Whiskey.
Really?
With just my simple pork belly burn-ins, chopped brisket sandwich, Miss Vicky's chips, and redskin potato salad, which I'm doing this Friday. But the pork belly burn-ins is going to be in this bourbon, a bourbon glaze, and then the beef belly burn-ins is a special that I'm throwing on.
You got a cooler out there that you let me borrow with some gloves still inside.
Oh.
So,
yes,
I need to say thank you first and foremost because Brandon saved my buddy. He lent me a cooler so I didn't have to buy one for the Culinary Fight Club challenge.
And I watched you walk in, and then I walked out.
Well, you weren't feeling real well. I mean, you were,
goodness.
Yeah, and I get it. It's okay. You
I showed up.
If you'd have stayed, I probably would have won. But we'll call you my rabbit's foot. You know what? That was the weirdest thing. When I was a kid, They made like real rabbit's foot with it, like
With
a
the keychain. Yeah, they did.
I remember my sister had one of those. I don't blame her, though. She got hit by a car when she was getting off the bus one time. Wore a body cast for I don't know how long.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't even know. I was tiny then. I might not have even been born when that happened. Anyway, Karen should have had the lucky. Anyway, actually, my brother pushed her out of the way. Probably saved her life. Lucky.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you. Well, when we come back from the break, I want to talk about like all the jobs I've done and the one I love the most. And the reason was, it's not just to do with what I specialize in, but what you do in that role, and just the interesting characters I've met.
Jeff.
Oh my gosh, what's up, brother?
And Patrick, we're going to talk about those meatballs, production meatballs.
Right after you come back from the break. Yes, you know
I
what?
had to throw that out there.
Actually, we'll talk about that
Or how?
So we'll talk about that. The biggest thing is being able to. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We got about 30 seconds left. Again, if you just join us, Chef Brandon Anderson of Rack Attack Barbecue. He's got a big event going on this weekend at FR Distilling. FR Distilling, right? And it's out at Whiskey Ranch.
Yep.
And how many people I think you're going to show up this weekend?
We got, I believe, 101 going, 1.5 thousand interested. I think 68 shares.
300 probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
At least.
Get your tickets.
That's a lot of ribs, baby. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is the only 24-hour Take Anywhere platform dedicated to food and fun. We're Spoony.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. A new White House press secretary has been announced. Details from White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
The announcement came from First Lady Melania Trump, who tweeted that her spokeswoman, Stephanie Grisham, will be the new White House press secretary. Mrs. Trump said she can think of no better person to serve the administration and our country. Grisham, who will also take on the role of White House Communications Director, will succeed Sarah Sanders, who announced her resignation earlier this month. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Ignoring the threat of a White House veto, House Democrats believe they've got the votes to pass a $4.5 billion package to deal with the growing humanitarian crisis at the border.
Bowing to pressure from the left, leaders are proposing new restrictions on how that money could be spent, including requiring the Department of Homeland Security to establish new standards for care for unaccompanied immigrant children and a plan for ensuring adequate translators to assist migrants in their dealings with law enforcement. The Senate is expected to vote on its own plan, and differences would still have to be worked out. Congress is scrambling to get some kind of humanitarian aid package to the president before leaving for the July 4th break.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines reporting. Also at townhall.com, tensions in the Persian Gulf continue to heat up. Military affairs analyst, retired Lieutenant Colonel Robert McInnes, tells the Salem Radio Network while using rhetoric in public, Iran is meeting with its allies behind closed doors.
President Rouhani has, met with Putin. He's met with Xi. He's met with other regional heads of state, and of course, the proxies are talking to their minders as well.
President Trump says an Iranian attack on any American interest will be met with great and overwhelming force, and in some areas, overwhelming will mean obliteration. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. 800-218-6473. That's 800-218-6473.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
Relax. Yeah, let's say that 2, 3. Oh, hey. Oh, Jeff had me muted. He was afraid I was going to make a mistake.
That was my bad. Yeah. Usually you spill things, so I just didn't want that whole.
You want to mute
I was
the other
just
one
trying
too?
to protect the equipment.
No, thank you.
That's my bad.
Yeah, well, if I spill, it still doesn't protect the equipment, though.
Well, every little bit helps.
Yeah, at least I can't short it out and then talk over the air when we're supposed to have a dead mic, right? If you mute it there, so I understand. Thank you. I appreciate you, Jeff. Actually, whatever. He just doesn't trust me to mute the mic. That's all. So, Chef Patrick Mosher, Food Biz Pro, here with Brandon Anderson of Rack Attack Barbecue. And by the way, I'm telling you, I like this, man. The Texas Barbecue Show. Although I think you should put like a barrel pit on there, man, like an old school.
I couldn't find any. That one I made on the cheap. That's a free logo maker.
So I'll tell you what, if you really want to go to somewhere and get the stuff done very inexpensively, you can go to, is it Fiverr or Fever? F-I-V?
Fiverr?
Yeah, I don't know how it
Now,
works. I don't care what you call it.
I used them twice, and being that most of them are...
I had good luck once and bad luck
when
once.
When they're overseas, you can't really explain.
Yeah.
I've gone back and forth with this one person, and I sent them a shot of, hey, literally, I want it like this, but I need you to make it because I need it in a raw file. So literally all you're doing is mocking this. They sent me back something totally not the same. I'm like...
I had the first guy that I had. He did a great job, and the logo turned out great. It's the Food Biz Pro logo. It's FBP, but it looks like a capital B. It's all 3 letters incorporated into one. And he did such a great job. Oh, so you found so
it's like styrofoam.
Yeah, I know. So when I was a kid, they had freeze dried everything, right? They had freeze dried ice cream. It's what the astronauts eat, and so these might have gotten. These were probably. Yeah, so the bag was left open. Somebody opened it and didn't close it. If you grab one from the bottom of the bag, so these are freeze-dried strawberries, right? It's from
it's like cotton candy but hard.
Tartuffe. It's basically this is Italian company. They do truffles, specialize in truffles, but they also have a line of dehydrated products. They had, I believe, the first Italian lady in space not too long ago, and she took some of their products. They have developed a bunch of stuff for the European Space Agency. Yeah. So here's one. Freeze-dried blue cheese.
Yeah, I was saving that for last.
Yeah. What else you get? Peaches.
Peaches.
Are those soggy too? Yeah, everybody comes in here and like, hey, look, it's fun stuff to play with. All right, so did you see? Oh no, these are good. These are still crispy. Now.
Oh yeah, that's totally different.
So here's the deal. It smells like peach, kind of like a peach in formaldehyde.
Looks like peach.
Yeah, it looks like it kind of does look like it looks like a plastic peach.
It does. It looks like
it does. Doesn't look like
peach in a bowl at home.
Like somebody sliced up grandma's wax peaches, right?
Wow.
But
it's real.
Yeah. So the thing is, they don't taste like much until you get some moisture added to it, right? And then you get that peachy flavor. But it's still kind of weak, but cool.
I don't even like peaches.
It's got to be low-cal.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what it is. I'm curious now. Once you take the water out, It doesn't say, but well, it does. But my contacts again, energy, 362 calories per. That's got to be the whole thing. That's that whole bag.
Yeah.
So interesting. I brought a whole bunch. And did you see the olive pit flour?
I didn't.
Look back there. Check it out. So one of the things they do is the whole head to tail, snout, tusk to trotter, whatever. Using the entire animal, the entire plant is becoming a big deal right now. There's a couple more bags somewhere. But one of them, maybe somebody else took it. But one of them is actually ground up olive pits. It's a meal made from olive pits that you can use and incorporate into flour. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the purpose is because I didn't do my research and figure out if it has some healthful properties or what it is. But it sounded interesting, so I grabbed it, and there was no one around to watch me take it. The show was over, and they had left it there for grabs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was okay. It didn't really taste like much. It tastes like ground up olive pits.
Interesting.
Well, they make coffee flour now. They take the outside part of the bean and they grind it up and they make flour from it.
So flour that you use for bacon is
you add
coffee
it in
flavored?
No, not really. But it's a filler that you can use. And there's a bunch of recipes over the internet. But for the last 5 or 6 years, they've been doing that.
Okay.
Probably 10 that I just didn't know it. But it became a big thing because again, whole plant usage. What did my mom used to say? Waste not, want not. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty prophetic, I know. Yeah, that's that generation just post the Depression, right? I think she was born in 1932. My dad was born in 28. So they could pinch a penny, make a dime from a nickel, and or stretch a nickel to be $1, actually, and then
because you can make 2 nickels with a dime.
Never let anything go to waste. Actually, you can't, but you can spend them the same as a dime.
Yes.
Well, you can trade them in for a dime. I know, I'm being it. It's semantics at this point, Chef Patrick. Just leave it alone. Look, if you're commenting on Facebook, I can't keep up with all the comments.
Yeah, I can't see them.
Well, you have to actually be inside the video to do that. And I get distracted because I see us talking and then I'm thinking, why is it behind us? So I'll go back and respond later. If, my favorite job, we're talking about jobs, right? Yeah. I've done almost everything. I started as a dishwasher busser in a Sizzler restaurant when I was 15. And I liked it. It was mindless. I washed dishes and I bust the tables and I washed dishes. And on Thursday nights when it was all you could eat popcorn shrimp, which I didn't know at that time, I was the fry guy because I wasn't smart enough to realize that they put me on the fryer so I could work the hardest station in the restaurant. And then one of the other guys could take my job on the busiest night in the restaurant and keep the tips off the table, that he got split from the server. But, there's never a day that I've gone to work in the food service industry and I've never woken up and said, man, I hate my job. I hate what I do. I wish I'd chosen a different career path. Never once. I've woken up, said, I wish I wasn't hungover. I wish I could sleep a little more, or I don't want to deal with so-and-so today, or, maybe I should look for a different location to be in, a different venue. But of all the jobs I've had, I have to say that being a sushi chef was the coolest. It was the most fun because you're a bartender, a chef, a server, a confidant, an entertainer. Sometimes you're just a quiet ear for someone, or sometimes you're just a quiet observer. And it's by far because you make things instantly, right? You're preparing food to order bite by bite, quickly, or fairly quickly, and it's there's not a lot of extra steps in preparation at the sushi bar.
Gotcha.
All that preparation is typically done beforehand. Mm-hmm. There, it's just assembly and finishing touches. But you can it's the most creative, on the spot, creative. All that creativity can come out. Like, what do you do with leftover this, that, and the other? Well, you make up some crazy ass roll.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, so we talked about that. You like rolls and things like that. Do you have a favorite?
Well, it's called the Incredible Roll. Now that depends on where you're at.
It's like caterpillar rolls.
Yeah. Shrimp tempura, eel sauce. Those are about the two ones I know that are on it.
Well, and the rest varies depending on where you are. We did one up in Denver. There's a great chef out of Hawaii named Lee Allen, which I need to get a hold of Lee and have him call in from Hawaii. He's back in Hawaii now. We did a surf and turf roll. So it was lobster tail, like cooked we took whole lobsters, removed the tail after cooking, cut them in half. It was a whole lobster tail inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was a small one, though. And then filet mignon that was seared rare and put over the top, and then you slice that up. It had avocado and on the top as well. And then the eel sauce. Oh, it didn't suck.
That sounds good.
It was really good. And then he came up with this. This was really funny. In Hawaii, like the one thing that they eat there that we don't eat anywhere else except Alaska, right?
What is it?
Spam. Well, look, I grew up in upstate New York. Sometimes you couldn't get to the store in the wintertime. It snowed 3 or 4 or 7 feet, so you were stuck out of town for 3, 4, 5 days. So we always had a couple cans on hand. Was it my favorite thing? No, but I don't think unfondly of Spam. I just don't eat Spam anymore.
That actually jogged my memory. So my first ever cooking experience was I lived with my grandparents probably more often in my 13 years and older days. My grandma always had Spam. My first time ever doing anything on a stovetop or in a skillet was frying up some Spam. And
fried Spam. And
even bologna, taking the little, the 4 slits.
Cutting around the edges so it doesn't doesn't end up being one big bubble.
Yep.
So that's
just
funny.
Speaking of Spam and bologna, basically.
Yeah, Spam was
that was my first experience.
That's kind of cool.
That's funny.
So they'll tell you what, there's nothing better than a real real thick cut bologna sandwich. Thick cut. And then you cut the little fingers and you hard sear that till it's crispy on each side. Oh, a little extra mayonnaise on there. I know it's fat, but it's not like I have one every 10 years. Okay, people like
gotcha.
I'm more likely to die getting hit by a car than a heart attack. But yeah, so in Hawaii, Spam is on almost every Blue Plate special. They do almost every restaurant has a lunch special, and he came up with a play on green eggs and ham. It was called Green Eggs and Spam. So we took the Spam light and cut it into bâtonnet, like thick French fry cut, and toasted that till it's crispy in the little toaster oven where they cook the eel. And then it was cucumber, avocado on the inside, and on the top it was wasabi tobiko, the little tiny fish roe. It's flying fish roe, but it was wasabi flavored. They were green.
Okay.
So it was green eggs and Spam.
Gotcha.
And actually, it was a big selling. We put cut it open and put eel sauce on it. It was actually pretty good.
Yummy.
If you can, get
hungry.
past the name Spam, it's just chopped ham, guys. Yeah, it's I was looking at some stories earlier actually, and I wanted to and now that we're talking about sushi, there's a place in New York called it's BOU Boo, I think it's Bao or BOU Sushi. And they had a couple of places. It's not a pop-up. They had several locations, and I think it was $50. You had 30 minutes. You had to show up right when your reservation started, and you just ate. You had like a 10-course meal in 30 minutes. They have a 17-course meal now.
Gosh.
And it's at a hotel. The hotel is the Hotel 3232, and they don't disclose the room. Well, I know what it is now, but when you go in, you say, "I'm here. I have a reservation at Sushi Bo," and they or BOU, whatever the hell it is. They give you a key to the room, and it's room 1001. And it's an actual room, but it's a restaurant. It's a sushi restaurant. It's a 17-course meal. It's $150, and you have 60 minutes to get the hell out.
Gosh.
But they create every bite for you. It's basically,
it's a fancy quick eats.
Well, so there's a great show called, it's probably, if you look at Netflix and how food television or food shows on Netflix have really become just proliferated, right? I mean, there's so many great food shows on there now. Have you seen the Chef Show yet, by the way, with Jon Favreau and Roy Choi?
I don't think so.
You've seen the movie Chef, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, Roy Choi is the one that at the end where they're cooking the grilled cheese sandwich, he's like, "This your whole world, man. Nothing else exists, just this sandwich." Well, he didn't know those cameras were rolling, and that was actually him coaching Jon Favreau through that scene right before they filmed it, to kind of coach him through it right before. And nobody knew it was rolling except Jon Favreau, and they filmed that.
Okay.
Well, he liked the intensity and the friendship they developed, and so they did a show now called The Chef Show. and it's on Netflix. And season 1 came out 2 weeks ago. I've seen a couple episodes. It's pretty interesting.
I have to watch it.
Yeah, the first one was good. They actually recreate the Cubano and the grilled cheese in the first episode from the movie.
Okay, I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I like my own takes on that in barbecue.
Exactly. But the one that really set this all off, there was a documentary on. There's a chef in Tokyo. His name is Jiro. He had a restaurant in Tokyo Station. I'm gonna look at Jiro loves sushi. Dreams of sushi. Sorry. Jiro dreams of sushi. Look at that first thing that pops up. So this guy was like 80 when they made the film. This is 15 years ago or 12 years ago. He was born in when was he born? The movie came out in 2011, and he's had this place forever. Go ahead. Who's commenting?
So whenever you're done, we'll switch over and start answering all these questions that people are asking.
Okay. So anyway, Jiro. So my passion, like you love barbecue, my passion is Asian food, particularly Japanese.
Yep.
And this guy, he was 80 something, I want to say, but so they talk about his life, right, and his restaurant there. To apprentice under him to become an actual working sushi chef took 10 years, and it's crazy. But typically, it was like a couple years to get reservations. And hey, Tim. All right, hey, there's no pink slip in hand. We're good for one more month.
No food today.
You know what? I'm afraid. I love Timmy. I'm afraid to cook for him because I put I put peppers and all sorts of things and everything, and I know that's one of the things he can't have. So
gotcha.
We have to remember that next week when we smoke some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. But this one movie kind of set the stage for what would become all the food shows on Food Network. I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first. I mean, I can't think of any other food documentaries or otherwise on there before that. Awesome show. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I would go.
I'm watching it tonight.
The man was like 80 something. He had already had a heart attack, and he was still working in the restaurant. I don't know that guy. So he was born. I have to come on. So Sukayabashi Jiro. It was a 3-star Michelin restaurant. Can you believe that?
3-star?
Yeah, sushi. Well, I mean, it's not just sushi, but Jiro Ono. That's his name. So you could eat as fast as you could eat. He would make them. Typically, you would eat 20 pieces, right? That's about the average meal. 20 bites, right? Some of them were 2 bites each, but some people would eat over 50. Right, so you're talking the average meal there was about 200 to 230. Gosh. For 20 pieces, maybe 150 on the cheap end. So if you're eating 50 pieces in like a 45-minute period, and this was back then. This is in 2012. Back in that time, 2012, 2013. So yeah, you were forking over some major money.
Yeah,
but it was only like an 6-seat counter, and that was it. They didn't serve, I think they didn't serve really any alcohol. I think it was just sake. No mixed drinks, no beer, nothing like that. It was just and it was all paired.
Okay.
But it's cool. Everything is, they serve it to you and you either eat or you don't. I mean, it's based on your likes and stuff like that and your allergies or what. So let's get to the questions here.
Side note real quick. I want to smoke some eel, and then, Nick, let's do 2 Tuesdays from now, maybe.
Okay. Have you ever done that before?
Well, would be just like smoking salmon on a cedar plank, right? No, you can. I can look it up. I've never done it. So
here I can. I can get sea eel, which is not smoked typically. That one's boiled. It's if you've ever had eel, almost everybody in the United States only eats the freshwater eel that comes out of Korea typically now, because I don't think there's any left in Japan. But that's the one that's it's got a kind of a barbecued, smoky flavor to it, right?
Okay.
So I can try and find that fresh, because sushi bars, there are very few in the United States that make it fresh. But I can call around. I can certainly talk to Kent Rathman if one of the other Japanese places here in town fail us. He's got all sorts of contacts. So
let's try that, and then you can make a sushi roll. You can do your Japanese, and I can do my barbecue.
Dude,
I want to.
The hardest thing of that's a rice. I mean,
well, that's on you.
Well, no, I mean it's
smoke some rice. Smoke some rice.
The rice cookers that you use in those sushi restaurants are 80-cup rice cookers. So
that's huge.
They're this big around. They're literally 2 feet across, 2.5 feet, 30 inches. 28 inches, and they're like 11 inches deep. And and you have this mixing bowl called a shadi dai. It's a big wooden. Come on, go ahead, just spit it out there.
Richard's comment is hilarious.
Can you say it?
I mean, it doesn't have the 3 rules.
That's
in
cool.
it.
Okay, don't you know? Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stoner slang, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone talking about smoking a boobie.
Come on, man. Blue-footed boobies. I don't think they're endangered. I'd smoke an albatross if I could catch one.
So Douglas Gamer.
Oh, so that's actually Pat Gamer. Yeah, she's using her husband's account. What'd she say?
Okay,
promises.
Still not clear. Is burn-ins an accident or on purpose? Someone replied to them both. Technically,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
yeah, it could be both.
It depends on if you have a high demand or low demand.
It did. And then let's see, where was the other question that Pat had? Travis Watkins said, "Don't come to Georgia for barbecue without some serious research first. There's some really great barbecue, but it's much easier to find bad barbecue."
Well, I think that's the same for any state, though.
Yeah. He said, "Find yourself in Columbus, hit up Zombie Pig."
I mean, just go to Austin and you end up at that stupid Franklin guy's place. I mean, I'm just joking. So you know what? Right there, Tyson Cole, young man Franklin. I'm done right there. I can never show my face in Austin at any eating establishment again.
Oh gosh,
I'm banned.
Someone, Gene Paul Lavalli, Texas for brisket, Carolina for pork.
No, I agree.
Or Racketeck barbecue for pork. You don't have to go to Carolina.
There you go. So now, I know in certain, like in Carolina, a lot of places smoke like the whole.
Yeah, whole pig.
Yeah. Oh.
I need to find. I'm not going to do a whole pig myself.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the family to feed for that. But I haven't yet found any place that wants to do a whole pig roast this year for summer. So I want to do 2 30-pound suckling pigs. Whatever restaurant out there wants to collaborate with me and do it, let's talk.
You could always do it Hawaiian style too. Kahlua pig. They do
any style
in a pit.
Oh,
where they build the fire in there, throw the rocks in. Oh,
well, I got to find a place to do that. That's for sure.
we could dig a hole in the back parking lot here. Of course,
Tim's still in there.
Tim would be bringing a pink slip at that point, but yeah, it's I say I want to share my passion for food. The thing is, I'm learning so much every day. Every day. I mean, there's no way to ever master everything in this field. There isn't. Because every time you think you've learned it all, there's 17 million people around the world working on something new that you've never seen, that didn't exist yesterday, or at least some flavor combination or technique. Or I was talking to met a young man in Austin, Justin was his name, and he's 22. And just serendipitous meeting. I said, "So what do you do?" He said, "I cook." I'm like, "Oh, I'm a chef. We should talk a little bit." So he's learning. He does pizza down in a place downtown Austin.
Okay.
And I said, one thing you should think about is go out and cook other things and learn other techniques, and maybe work for look, you're in Texas, go work for a smokehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
And learn all these techniques and incorporate that into the flavor profile of the stuff you want to create. There is a place. So my son was working at a place in College Station, Bryan College Station, and it's actually Texas style pizza. They grill the bread, that mean the dough, and then they have like smoked meats on there. I got to look it up here. I don't want to pull my phone out and do it right now, but I will. It's Howdy Pizza. Yeah, Howdy, get it?
Okay.
A&M. You're supposed to say Howdy. So, but it's Howdy Pizza. I think Howdy or Howdy's. It sounded really good. I need to call them and get them in the air.
I'm hungry.
I know.
Stop talking about food. I should have brought food.
Well,
Next time.
I think I should probably get off my lazy butt and cook something.
Should have went to McDonald's on the way.
Oh my gosh! So last Thursday, yes, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, we're gonna we got to put a delay on this guy. So we were talking about. I was listening to the Gut Check Project, and Eric was talking about a near death experience, and the co-host.
Yeah.
And Eric Rieger and Dr. Brown say then he almost drowned, and his son and his wife. It was just a terrible accident. They were in the water down in Galveston, Anyway, Dr. Brown goes, yeah, I have my own near-death experience. And he goes, I was on the way to the office, to the hospital the other day to do, some, what I do. I'm a butt doctor. So he's doing his, whatever, his scope. And he goes, and I was driving and all of a sudden I turned before I wanted to. And I ended up in the drive-thru at McDonald's. He's like, because, one of the things we're talking about is, gut health is everything. Mm-hmm. And I say it every day at the end of the show, you are to eat. So I wonder if those peaches are going to become part of me. If I'm just going to if they were, the strawberries were stale, dude. That's we need to throw those away. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jeff, I brought you some strawberries. He doesn't like me. He loves me though. Yep. He's my friend. So all right, hey, can you believe another 30-minute segment's already gone by?
Wow.
I know.
Hour and a half in.
That's crazy. We have 30 minutes left. Okay, so during the break, let's focus on the important things we got to talk about. And, we'll get there. I'm not going to a $150 sushi meal in New York in a hotel room, though. It looked delicious, but I'll just make it at home. Yeah. You know what? There's got to be a bunch of events coming up besides that one this week. You got some stuff coming up later in the month. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about some grilling tips. It's summertime.
Sure.
Okay. And on that note, we'll there's a special going on at Nostalgia Rice, so we'll talk about that right after the break. Again, Chef Patrick Mosher, Brandon Anderson. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go away.
Follow Chef Patrick Mosher on Twitter at Food Biz Pro.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can help you have more energy, and polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Go to lovemytummy.com/Spoony.
And we're back. It is the fourth course of the day. Well, of the show, anyway. Yep, it's dessert. The final bite. The icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. We're going to talk about barbecue smoke. And who knows? Who knows what else? We were just talking about something in the break, and you brought up a great book, actually, called The Flavor Bible. And I have another book that's similar to that. It's an older book, actually, from the 70s. Early 80s, and it's basically it's spices and herbs and how you combine them, and where those flavors are indigenous to, and how they combine well. But the Flavor Bible is cool because, man, it's got really pretty pictures, and for me that's important. Not too many words, lots of pretty pictures,
yeah.
And the words have to be really big because, as you noticed today, I can't read with my contacts in for more than a day. So what has that done for you? I mean, how have you incorporated that into Again, that's the Flavor Bible. It's the essentials of something. I don't know.
My doing the bourbon.
Really?
Yep. And being able to, reduce it or infuse it, whatever the correct term is. Pairing that with, pork.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my biggest ones. What else did I do? My wife would probably know what I did one time with it. I've only used it twice. I haven't.
You sound like me with every cook. I have 17,000 cookbooks. Oh man, that looks like a great cookbook. Yeah, I looked at it once. I bought it for one recipe. But I'll tell you what. Look, if I use a cookbook, I use it. So, okay, new. I don't have a kitchen. New, I don't have a kitchen, right? So these are like, these are like Marcus Samuelson. We got Todd English and Manit Chauhan. This one right here, right? This was Danny Meyer's, right? This is Danny Meyer, rather, the Union Square Cookbook. Union Square Cafe was an iconic restaurant in New York City.
Okay.
One of the best in Midtown Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, and you can see all
the some tabs.
When I use it. I have a couple of I have 3 or 4, I think, copies of The Joy of Cooking, and 2 of them I've used so much that the binding's fallen apart. Like I had to duct tape them. But I'm telling you, if you want one good overall cookbook, seriously.
What was her name right there? This one?
Manit. She's the one from Food Network, right? I see her all over judging. I'll tell you, her food has amazing flavor.
She's a big user of Gunter knives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, I was talking to Gunter, and I might be an ambassador, brand ambassador. I have to call them so they can engrave my logo and everything. And Randy White, shout out to you. You're the one who made me look into them.
Randy the man. Randy, we need to get back in. We need to find a time when we can get you in the evening and record a show so we can or put you on late at night live when he can when he's over on this side of town. I know he's taking a real job, because he's got to feed the family.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you want one single cookbook. Yes. I really, if I could make one recommendation to everybody in the country, you can take your pick, but I'm serious. That one, The Joy of Cooking. Especially if you get something from like the 80s, early 80s to like the late 90s. Those particular editions, I mean, all of them, I've never, ever, ever had a recipe fail. Not once. Not a single one. They're all outstanding. And the description on technique and the method is perfect. Spot on.
Nice.
Every time. So, let's see. What else is going on?
So I was going to talk about Father's Day.
No, I didn't do anything on Father's Day. I worked.
You didn't cook?
Nope, I didn't. Nope.
You want to know what I cooked?
What'd you cook? I do.
Surf and turf with smoked Gouda grits.
Wait. So you need.
My wife just posted.
You can tell when I get excited. Like we're talking food now. I got to smoke. I got to lean forward a little bit.
So I did lobster tail on the grill on grill grates on my Rectech pellet smoker with cherry wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cherry pellets. And then also Axis backstrap. So my Axis that I shot last year. Oh gosh, what a pretty deer!
It's a big one too, man. Yeah. Seriously,
I love the
whitetail tastes good, but that's a big deer.
Oh yeah. And then the grits. So I used I think its brand is Red Barn. It's corn grits, cornmeal grits. So it's coarse. It's
yeah.
Oh gosh.
I get it.
I want to be politically correct, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to teach other people to try to go and buy this,
well, they're made from hominy.
So Bob's Red Mill is the brand. Corn grits.
Yeah,
so it wasn't just oats. Your old fashioned
like an oatmeal type of thing.
Oats or grits.
Well, grits are typically hominy, right? White corn that are.
This is yellow.
I got you.
Yes,
yeah. So basically, yellow. It's more like a coarse polenta then.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's so. And that's funny but when you cook it, because polenta's typically finer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite flour, right? But it's way finer than it's more like somewhere between regular table salt and flour. But grits is like coarse. It's like cream of wheat, which is not, of course, corn, but real hominy grits. But the Bob's Red Mill stuff is good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They have all sorts of great gluten-free, wheat-free alternative products for all the people in the world out there that can't have the good stuff. But so how'd you make them so special?
So I use Gouda cheese instead of cheddar. And then I also did some poblano peppers. I've been using poblano peppers in a lot of my stuff, whether it's mac and cheese, my guacamole that I make at home.
Do you char them first?
Yeah. Yep, throw them on the grill. Let them shrink up a little bit, stick them in a Ziploc bag, let them steam, peel the skin off, then, cut the flesh. Blah, blah, blah. That was a technical term, cut the flesh. I saw that in one of my, I go by instructions sometimes because I can do things correctly if I follow instructions. And it said,
it makes you sound smart too. Can I tell you?
It says cut the flesh. I'm thinking, what? Like, oh, the skin, my flesh is inside. I got it now. Okay, I see these terms.
So there's a so I love poblano chilies in particular, right? Up in Pueblo, Colorado. People don't think about it, but because everybody there's the Hatch Chili Fest, and don't get me wrong, I love Hatch chilies, but the poblanos and the other varieties that are like that, they grow them all over certain parts of Colorado, and at that time of year, they fire up those big drum roasters, man, and everywhere about all of Pueblo County. Sorry, if you live there, it's Pueblo, not Pueblo, by the way, but all of Pueblo County smells like roasting chilies. Oh my God, it's so good. Friends of mine up there, they used to take a whole semi-load out just outside the city limits of Vegas, going to, like 15 miles out, and they'd set up, 2 or 3 locations there, roasting them side by, roadside, and they'd sell out in 3 to 4 days and come on back with, I don't know how many $1,000 cash, but they made probably 20, something like that.
So yeah, it was smoked poblano.
Dang. There you go. Wow. You know what? So what is that? What's that? That's the Axis?
Yeah, that's the Axis back strap.
That looks so, that grain is so tight, it's like duck.
Yeah, Axis is,
wow.
It's so yummy. And then the
so is she running the leftovers over to us? Did you freeze a couple of plates for us to?
There was none left.
man, you can't come in and you can't come and talk about it. So I love making short ribs, like just braised short ribs, long, slow cooked.
The other flavor, the Flavor Bible. That's it. I learned what red wines to braise short ribs in. Because my neighbor was doing short ribs, and I wanted him to really get them tender, and he likes to leave things on the smoker and go to sleep. He had a Oklahoma Joe, and then now he has a pellet smoker, which the pellet smoker kind of helps him. But that darn thing will start beeping when you run out of pellets. And it's at 10 o'clock at night. I step outside and I hear it beep, beep, beep. I look over. Yeah, Rusty, he's asleep. So I have to go over there and shut his deal off, and he's got meat on the smoker. He wakes up the next day, it's all black. I'm not joking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, braised red wine.
That's food abuse.
Yeah.
Food abuse. Yeah, so I learned a recipe from Jean-Georges von Grichten, right? He did this great recipe. Basically, you take and sear the ribs and then pull them out, right? So it's salt, pepper, and that's it. And then you make a mirepoix, but the mirepoix is different. It's carrot, whole garlic cloves, and a little bit of celery and onion. And so that adds a little sweetness. Add a touch of sugar to that, and you caramelize everything. And then you put in the red wine, and you reduce by half. So it's about a whole bottle.
Yeah.
And then you put in about 2 quarts, a little more than 2 quarts of beef stock, and you reduce that down by half again. And then you put the ribs back in, and you turn the oven about 300, and just let them go for like 4 hours until they're nice and tender. Now, I'm braising, not smoking.
Right.
So, but it takes about that long to break the muscle tissue.
Still braise in a smoker because you're still covered up.
You can.
It all depends on what you're using, what equipment you're using.
Oh yeah. So
I'd use the smoker, just leave it running.
Well, that's so people. Dutch oven, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's called a Dutch oven because it's a sealed cooking compartment. So it doesn't matter how you use it. You can use it as a cooking vessel inside of a regular conventional oven. You can use it to cook with by itself as an oven. But it's like my favorite piece of equipment because you can use it's a soup pot, right? It's a fry pan if you have to. It's a deep fryer if you have to.
Yeah.
It's an oven. It's a baking vessel, and they're just awesome. Have you ever there are Dutch oven cooking societies across the country?
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's badass. So these guys, based on the size of the Dutch oven and how many charcoal briquettes you put around the edge, the perimeter, and then a couple in the near the handle, and then how many you put under it. That you can actually control the temperature.
Okay.
So 350, I think, is like it's a total of 10, it's like 8 around the outside and 4 in the center, and then 6 or 8 underneath. And I think that's 350. It usually ends up being a little hotter than that, but because of the heat below. But it's cool. I mean, that's in Boy Scout. The Boy Scouts, I taught them to cook everything in a Dutch oven.
They got a Lodge has cast iron Dutch ovens. And
Lodge
they use
is awesome.
them for,
as a matter of fact, we may or may not have won the Scoutmaster cook-off one time because I may or may not have made red wine berry short ribs at the event, and without telling anybody I was a chef. So we won this really nice Lodge, like I think it was a 10-inch, kind of a shallow Dutch oven. That was awesome. Lodge makes it. You know, that's something I love cooking with cast iron. Absolutely love it. So you do a lot of stuff blackened?
I don't.
Ooh, you're missing out, man.
Now,
So-
I got my grill grates, which, I can reverse, flip over for the flat side, and I could do blackened
You
fish.
could just get a plate put on there too. Just buy a little grill plate if you want to. Something that just a plancha, like a
Just a flat griddle type plate.
Yeah, whatever, any kind of steel plate, right? But blackened them, you can find it online, or I happen to find it in the Joy of Cooking actually. But Paul Prudhomme's original blackening seasoning, his original recipes in that book, and you can find it online, and nothing really compares. It's awesome. There's just something about the hint of it's just spicy enough, and it's got that nice crisp crust that develops on the outside that kind of seals everything inside, and it's got that char, not burnt though. It's one of my favorites. So, well, we can do that. We got to do it outside.
We got a lot of things to do.
Damn. The key.
When's his kitchen going to be finished?
Who the hell cares? We'll just go downstairs. There's a grill there. I got Summy brought us a hot plate. I got an oven in there, the small oven that's in there. We won't use Chef Mike.
I'm doing my business now with what I got, so I can bring it. It's all portable.
All you need is a fire extinguisher.
I'm
just saying.
Per the fire department,
if things go bad, all you need is a fire extinguisher. Don't worry about the rest. You've got this.
We need a Primo's grill.
Yeah, I don't think that worked for the Beatles. All you need is a fire extinguisher. No, it didn't work that way.
Yeah, well, we're not the Beatles.
Well, I'm certainly not John Lennon. So, more like Paul McCartney after he ate John Lennon, maybe.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I tried.
No. You're the roadie. You're the roadie to John Lennon. There you go.
I'm the tipsy, foul mouthed roadie. Is that me?
There you go.
Okay, well, I'm just not on the air, right? Okay, cool. I will not play that character right now. But I love. You ever do that? You ever blacken fish or blacken?
Sure. Yeah.
So the key is
I don't do it well, but yeah.
No. So here's the key. The real key is
You just got to make it black.
No, you don't oil the pan.
That's what I thought. I mean, just cover it with black pepper and there you go. It's black. See, I'm just saying, man, I didn't have the cookbook you did.
No. So, the technique is really the key. You can buy blackening spice. Paul Prudhomme's is sold on the shelf. Emerald's got a good one. There's a couple other ones out there, but it's not expensive. It's not like it's 50 different ingredients and you're mixing one, maybe a quart of it. I love blackening spice. I use it all the time. That hurt actually. Don't hit your head on the microphone. That's stupid. Say nobody called me genius. Well, they did call me a genius, but I think more like I'm either the smartest dumb guy I know or the dumbest smart guy. I haven't figured that out yet.
You're the roadie for John Lennon, buddy.
Yeah, well, okay, since they're not around anymore, I guess I'm probably the dumbest dumb guy I know. So I'm still waiting for that call. I'm ready for the next tour, guys. But no, the key is you don't put any oil in the pan. Okay, so you take your fish or your chicken or whatever you're going to blacken, and it has to be cold, and you dip it in melted butter. Like you brush both sides in melted butter, and then you pat it into the blackening seasoning. And then that's what forms the crust on the outside. And then you heat your pan, and you don't want it like smoking hot, right? Because that's going to burn the seasoning before it starts to cook the protein.
Yeah.
And so, and when you put it in there, it's going to smoke like a mother. So I always do it outside if I can. That little burner on the side of a regular home grill, any gas grill that you have at home.
For your beans.
It's ideal, actually. Yeah, right. For whatever you got to make outside that your wife doesn't want you inside cooking. So that's the perfect place to do it. But if you have a nice cast iron pan, you can get up to the right temperature, which is about 350. to 500 in there somewhere. You just don't want it smoking hot. And the way you tell is you can drop some butter in it, and if it goes, then that's too hot.
Or get you an infrared gun.
Whatever, man. That's cheating. Just stick your finger in there,
works.
lick your finger, put it in, and it goes, tss, and you lift up your finger, and your fingerprint's still there. It's okay. It's not too hot.
Not hot enough.
You know what's funny is I did a biometric scan at the airport the other day, and they couldn't read like 5. They're like, "Sir, what is wrong with?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've seared them off like 50 times. Could that be part of it?" And they're like, "That could be it." And no, I was not being arrested, folks. But yeah, so that's what creates that crust, is having the fat in the pan is actually underneath the seasoning. And so it kind of seeps down through the seasoning, but that's what keeps it crispy. Because if you oil the pan, then you're soaking that what's going to form the blackening crust on the outside. You're soaking that through, and it doesn't crisp. So that's why like it falls off or just stays in the pan. Like half of what you put on stays in the pan.
I think I'm going to try blackening something.
Try it. Well, we'll try next week.
Okay.
You're going to smoke some stuff. I'll blacken some stuff, and I will. I can make rice ahead of time, keep it warm. Actually, I'll have plenty of time to make a backup batch in case.
What am I making next week?
We're smoking. Well, is it next week that we have? We're going to smoke down. We're going to smoke some stuff. Remember, we're going to smoke something.
I know we were doing something next week.
I'm telling you,
and
man,
then I know we were doing sushi the next.
You know what?
This is gonna be awesome.
So what? You know what we're going to do next week? We're going to show up and say, "Hey, man, we're supposed to cook something today. What was it?"
Oh, we better be prepared.
We're gonna make a variety of sauces, or order some. I can make. We can make some.
Oh yeah, Gibson's white. That's okay. So what
But you need to do it. You need to do it blindfolded, because I really think that if people see the color of the sauce, then you already kind of have a bias. Because I think that's why I didn't like South Carolina barbecue, because the sauce was yellow, and I've been used to it being red all these years, and I was like, that really threw me for a loop.
Well, the pulled pork, they just mix that vinegar sauce right into the pork, and there's not really they do have sauce, but it's usually just that.
Yeah, I don't know, Chef. It was yellow.
I've seen the mustard sauce before too.
That's what I was like. I was like, and the person behind the counter serving me was like, "Dude, you gonna be okay?" And I'm like, "I'm from Texas, man. This is not how we do things, brother."
So what about what do you think about Kansas City barbecue sauce versus here? Have you had it?
Kansas City barbecue sauce,
or
that's red stuff, right?
They're ketchup based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it.
HEB has, if you have a HEB or anywhere near y'all, they have a Texas style, Memphis style, Kansas City style, Carolina style, and you can see Carolina's more of a mustard. Memphis is. I'm not even going to say.
Don't look at me, dude.
Lying.
Don't look at me, because
my favorite one is the Carolina one, but I have my own barbecue sauce for my beef, so that's why.
Gotcha. I'll tell you what, I really like the white sauce, man. There's something
for
about
chicken. That's all I ever.
That's pretty much what. Yeah, it's just that it's not creamy anymore, because they diluted it down with that apple cider vinegar, but it's got the richness of the little bit of mayonnaise in there, and it's got plenty of black pepper and just a little bit of a kick, garlic powder and powder, so on and so forth.
We were going to fry something. I was going to bring the wok. The duck lard. I should have the duck lard.
All right, so look, we can smoke stuff any day. All right, if we have the duck lard by then, bring it over.
Yeah,
and we'll have a good old time. I'll get some. You know what? Actually, Summy brought me it's called wattle. It's a variety of pork. He brought me a pork belly. It's about 2 pounds, and I needed to pull it out of there. I didn't have time to cook it. When he first brought it to me, so he invited me to it's a very special dinner event. I could never go, so he had the chef actually procure some of that.
Okay.
That was part of the event and send it to me. And so we can do that. We can defrost that. We could. I'll slow cook that. Oh man, how much of that duck fat's coming in?
Here, hold your horses.
No, it's okay. So you know how to cook something confit? You ever heard of duck confit or whatever?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's
cooking in its own fat.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So duck confit is it's probably my all-time favorite single French dish. And what they do is they take duck leg and thigh, and they put curing salts on there, basically sulfites, whatever, the pink stuff, and they cure it. And what they do, though, they weight it when they're curing it to press all the water out. And it sits in the fridge for a couple days, and then you take it out, and then you basically cook it in the oven in rendered duck fat, until it's done, and then you put it back in the fridge. When it cools down, you leave it in the fat, and you put it in the fridge to cool down, and it actually the whole thing congeals together. It's the fat, the duck leg and thighs all as one piece, and then you dig those out later and you put them in a super hot oven and you crisp that thing up, and oh man, if I could talk like I guarantee, what's his Justin Wilson, man?
Oh yeah,
oh
yeah.
man,
Ooh, that's hot. Woo wee. I guarantee.
Yeah, that guy. You know that guy was a salesman. He was.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, he was a great cook too, but he was not a chef by trade, right? Just loved food and was a great entertainer. But man, it was a fun show to watch. But I'll tell you what, that is probably my single favorite preparation of any French food. The best I had was at Herb Saint down in New Orleans. I can't talk about Chef John Bash. He got caught up in the Me Too movement. Sorry. So, it was awesome. Susan Spicer, she's another big chef down there. They were partners in that particular venue. But man, duck confit, we're gonna have to.
I got 10 pounds of duck fat coming.
Well, that's cool. I mean, whatever. We can order more. Yeah. Or, hey, you know what? We're going to highlight you on. We're going to do a whole show on nothing but duck. Oh, dude, we could do that. We could do a whole show on nothing but duck fat fried foods.
You know, I had duck fried rice when we went to Memphis. The very first restaurant we went to that evening served duck fried rice, and that's the reason why we went out there. And one of the reasons. And I kid you not, Chef,
it's good
it was
stuff,
amazing.
Huh?
You know, I was absolutely. It's like, man, I could eat and eat and eat and eat. It was just that tasty. It was
awesome.
amazing.
Well, duck has a unique flavor. Duck is not gamey as far as not to me. It's just rich, right? And it's even duck breast has that meaty texture that you don't expect from a game bird. It's not like chicken. Chicken breast is. I don't know. The texture of the grain of the meat is completely different. And so I love duck. I love me some duck. You ever go duck hunting?
Nope. That's one hunting I've never done.
It's miserable, cold and wet. I've never been duck hunting.
I want to go though.
Cold and miserable. Yeah, I mean, I love tips and tricks on cooking. Like you talked about fried rice, Jeff. Do you know the tip to making really good fried rice? Is you don't use today's rice. You let it chill in the refrigerator overnight. Because if it's warm rice right out of the steamer, the warmer, it sticks to the pan.
Okay, I see that.
So if you dry it out a little bit, just kind of leave it open or wrap it with plastic, but leave it loose and draped over it. Then the next day it works best, and that way you don't waste any rice. When I was practicing sushi, I worked with this guy named Toshi. Toshi owns Sushi Den in Denver. It's been around like 34 years. It's one of the highest grossing sushi restaurants in the country, and phenomenal quality fish. His brother actually lives in Japan and ships him fish every day, and he would tell me. He said, I said, hey, I'm going to take the rice home and practice making the pressed pieces. It's called nigiri.
Okay.
And Nigiri, man, I'm not that. It's nigiri sushi, and you have maki. Maki are rolls. Nigiri are pressed pieces, right? So he goes, oshari a yorokobu, and I was like, what? He goes, basically in Japanese that means the rice will be overjoyed. It will jump for joy because you're not throwing it out. You're taking it home and you're using it for another purpose, giving it like a second chance to be used at least for practice. And the way we practice, I don't give all the secrets away, but actually cut strips of paper, like the what's that called? Like the New Times, the press. I don't know what you call them, but they were always like the Westwood Press. I don't know. It's a nationwide group of what are they saying?
Tim eating sushi on a barbecue show? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tim, this is not a barbecue show yet, damn it.
Oh, yeah, well, we are on the Food Biz Pro.
He has not yet taken over, but, if you're trying to work me out, you're doing a good... No, I'm just joking. No, that's not yet. It will be on the next couple of weeks. We'll get you rolling. And next week, I think we'll just have you do a whole hour, though. We'll sit here. You do 1 hour. I'll do 1 hour. Okay. Or I'll be the guest. You be the host. That didn't work out too well last time.
No, it worked out fine.
I was a chatty Cathy.
Are you going to be here?
I'll be here. The challenge was Chef Patrick.
I muted my mic, so
there you go. Thank you. You know what I think would be really cool for you guys to do?
Yeah.
Is I think y'all do great if you did a microwave show.
No.
Actually? No. But here's the thing. A lot of folks don't have time to do the cooking. And it'd be great if y'all could just come up with some good, nutritious meals and just being able to zap it in the microwave. You cut it up right there, and we wouldn't be breaking any type of code violations as far as the building is concerned.
Oh, wait, did Tim give you that as a disclaimer to please not cook in the building with any open
he
fat?
is standing right here by my door. Yeah. He's over here in the corner. He's just
Please, no duck fat frying within the building, Chef Patrick.
It was his idea. He thought microwave, that's safe. But it's a good
maybe
idea.
a toaster oven.
You know, actually,
why is that a bad idea?
I don't use.
So what I prefer to do is maybe we could I should actually give a daily tip or trick or recipe for crock pot or slow cooker, because that's a very safe way to throw stuff in, leave your house, and just show back up 8 hours later and have your food ready. Unlikely it's going to catch on fire. Look, you get a minute and a half left, brother. What do you want to?
You might have not noticed. Have you noticed we got 72 comments on our on the Spoony show today?
Woohoo!
That's a lot, and I've watched a lot since I've been with y'all for about 3 weeks now, and
it's usually about
probably
30
a month.
Well, it's amazing when you start responding and you start paying attention to it.
Interacting with the people that we're doing this for.
Yeah, my neck itches.
This is a sort of a side comment towards Chef Patrick. If you were to pay attention to your Twitter account, you'd be amazed at what you could accomplish.
Actually, what's funny is I have like I don't know.
Hey.
I have 600 followers on Instagram, and I've only put 12 photos up in 4 years.
Tim made a great comment.
What did he say?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go.
Where's he at? Is he right there? You see him? Tim, he must be downstairs. I come see him.
He's stealthy.
So he goes, can't smoke meat with the microwave.
That is true.
Yeah, well, look,
but you can boil an egg.
Yeah,
If
you know
if
what?
they can't-
You could pretend to smoke meat in a microwave.
If the person can't smoke or grill it, then go check out the local businesses around, like myself or some of the other local here or local to where you're at, and stay away from the microwave.
Hey, so in a kitchen, can I tell you? So I'm going to tell you a real secret in the kitchen. So if we're going to put some, we call that Chef Mike, right? So hey, would you hand this to Chef Mike? Because you never say microwave in a kitchen, because if somebody out in the restaurant hears you, they're like, oh, they have a microwave in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How do you think we're going to heat your wife's breast milk to feed your baby? I mean, it's just
Yes.
because we're not going to put it in a pan and pour it back in the bottle. Sorry. All right. Hey, we got it's time to wrap up. Last minute shout outs. You get 10 seconds. Yeah, we named them all. B&B.
Shout out to Ed Riley, B&B Charco. Thanks for having me on the pro team. I think it's supposed to come.
Hey, 44 Farms. We got a bunch of people. The Whiskey Ranch,
Jason
right?
Jose,
Right.
Whiskey Ranch, Jeremy Beard, Abby Hamilton, TX Whiskey. Y'all come see me Friday.
All right.
Check out my Facebook.
Don't forget, be kind to yourselves. Yarchi. Ciao for now. We'll talk to you tomorrow.